My name is Devin Lyle, and I'm an individual with my own story of addiction into recovery. And part of that journey includes being diagnosed with Hep C, hepatitis C, and also being cured through the available treatments. And so that's what brings me to this conversation today. Just understanding the importance of educating individuals who use drugs on the different options and ways that they can improve their health. I was prescribed opioids after an ankle injury by a doctor and ended up becoming a IV drug user, which then led to my hepatitis C. So I think it's important that we have this conversation, spread awareness, and let people know of the opportunities that are out there for them.
It's important to recognize that hepatitis C is a virus. It is a silent disease because many individuals don't have any signs or symptoms of having hepatitis C until serious complications arise, and usually many, many years down the line. Those complications include liver disease, cirrhosis of the liver, liver cancer, and sometimes even death. It is a virus, as I said, that is spread via blood. And so that's why it's important at this time to raise the awareness of IV drug use and its association with the increased spread of hepatitis C. It is curable. There are some available options out there, and the cure rate now is about 95%. But it's important that number one is that one is aware of the screening that is available, and then be able to access the available treatments for them. Yes, and so I'll start this conversation off, and then I'll pivot to Devin, because she can talk about her own story. The biggest issue is access to screening, because if you are not screened and you do not know whether you have hepatitis C or not, then you cannot avail yourself of this medication and these treatments that are out there to potentially be cured. And so we have an issue with getting individuals screened and therefore tested and linked to care. The CDC does recommend for every adult to have at least one lifetime screening for hepatitis C. And for those individuals who may suffer from addiction, IV drug use, then those risks should make sure that risk encourages one to have increased testing for hepatitis C. And so I would love to pivot to Devin to tell her story on the barriers that she faced.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Stewart. So when we're talking about barriers, there are a lot of barriers for individuals with substance use. I often wonder how my story might have been different had I had access and been educated on hepatitis C. Our organization is a recovery community organization, and there are a lot of RCOs across the nation. We offer harm reduction services to reduce those harms for people who use drugs. And so that looks like safer use supplies, education, wound care, naloxone, and a multitude of other services where we can meet individuals where they are at, so that we can reduce those barriers. We offer free testing on site within our recovery community center, and then we're able to connect them with their treatment options and a provider that can really help them determine really how to take care of their own health and wellness and empower them to do that. So I think that Recovery Month, National Recovery Month, gives us this opportunity to really amplify this message of addiction and recovery, and that there is hope, there is help out there. And what better time to talk about hepatitis C, right? Like Dr. Stewart said, the silent disease. If we don't talk about it, then people aren't aware of what their options are. They aren't aware that they need to get tested. And really, Recovery Month gives us an opportunity to reduce the overall stigma around addiction and hepatitis C and treatment. And so it really allows us this opportunity to be creative in how we approach this, and to really just carry this message of hope and let people know that there is help out there and they should get tested and that there are treatment options.
Yeah, it's important to recognize that connection too between addiction and hepatitis C, and that, as I said, is a blood-borne disease. And so those individuals who are IV drug users, are more at risk. And, it's been, what has really driven the spread of hepatitis C in our communities. It's hepview.org, and that's HEP V as in Victor, U as in under.org.